So last time, in my previous PR, if we like this is our debut, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if I accept one of them and switch files, it would it would discard the previous changes and auto accept all. Right now, what we are trying to do, if I revert back to it, it should show me the remaining distance, right?
Right.
That is what we are trying to actually do.
Yeah.
But there are some bugs right now here which I'm trying to resolve right now.
Wait, it is working, right?
Like, yeah, it is working, but it fails sometimes. So I'm trying to look into that.
Okay, and then
Ah, here. See, this is weird.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
This is what I was actually looking into.
and then
Yeah. If
if
I
you
tried reopening, it shows, but sometimes it showed extra buttons or like that. I'm trying to figure that out.
okay, and
Hmm.
then what if you close the chat and then open it again, and then yeah, just show me what happens when you close the chat and open it again in your thing in your project.
But if we close the chat, like from here,
Yeah, or basically pressing window command L or Windows L. Okay, it just comes back. Okay, so what? How do you?
but uh, but it got its applied button got reset.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It
fine.
should
That's
show.
fine. But how do you?
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. How do you open a new chat?
Uh,
Uh,
I think we lost that. I think.
I don't know. I haven't tried opening a new chat right now.
Yeah. So if you
There's
refresh the project, I mean, currently in
hmm,
this state, if you refresh,
yeah.
then the diffu will stay or not, and then I know for sure that the chat will be refreshed, and then the chat will be new. But
what I and James discussed that if we closed our project entirely, we would revert back the remaining. We would revert back to the original content
okay,
because
got it.
right now we cannot save like the content anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
If
yeah.
we
Occasionally,
want to persist between
chatting.
projects, I think we would need to save that in a DB or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just talking about the chat actually. The diffu, I know, I agree that that's how it should be, but just the chat. So when we refresh, then it will.
If I refresh the page right now, it will refresh the chat. If
Yeah,
I refresh the
exactly.
page right now,
Yeah, so that makes
it would
sense.
refresh the chat.
Wait, did we have multiple chats before?
Yeah, actually. So when we click on Windows L, when we close and open the chat using Windows L or Command L, then
Yeah.
it will just spin up a new chat. So the history will be gone.
Um.
I
Oh,
mean, before it was like that, but I think
was
for
that a
currently,
feature or was that just an accident?
that was I mean, that was kind of a feature
Oh.
for that. Yeah. So yeah. So what we should do currently is first of all we should just save the chats anyways into the database, um, and then
Yeah.
in the meantime we should just if we close the chat then open the chat again, then it will persist the history. But when we refresh the project, then everything. I think what we should do is we should just save it locally, anyways.
Local storage.
Yeah, local storage.
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Yeah,
But I think what you're really getting at is you want to be able to have multiple chats at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, exactly. And if we're saving it locally, then we would actually have that. We would actually have something like cursor where there are multiple chats, and then if we switch chats, and the history is right there. So what we can do is we can save it locally, and then momentarily, I mean, when we have the DB storage, momentarily sync the chats with the local storage with the database. So we can do that. But the main reason for saving it locally is because making it faster, and then locally we can also save the state in the and the diffu in the state with the chat, so that would also be faster, um, at least for the diffu, with the because the diffu will be related to the chat context anyways.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not that concerned right now by what happens when you close the page and come back. That yeah, cache could be a way to do that.
Yeah,
But I think there's two different issues. There's that issue, what happens when you close the page and come back. But I think the other issue is like just having multiple chats at the same time, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which would just require, which could be done just with React.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
And then yeah, and then with multiple chats, um, if we have a diff view in progress, then yeah, then if we're in the same window, there is no refresh, and then so then we should persist that diff view throughout the tabs, even if the chat is different, because that's how intuitively it should work.
yeah,
um
but then the question is, what if you have two chats and they both try and edit the same files? Does that work? Like, does that work in
yeah, 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 so then it would just be like whatever the latest apply code happened, that would take precedence over the previous one. And
but they can't work together? Like, it's will one chat overwrite the other ones, or will it merge? It should merge. It should write on top of it, right?
yeah, yeah, I mean, it should run on top of it, but if there's a diff in progress and then you move to the another chat and then you apply the changes from another tab, then it should take precedence. That's what I'm getting at.
Wait, so if I'm in chat, if we have chat A and chat B,
Hmm.
and you change from chat A to chat B, does the diff change as well?
No, 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 not there. Only if you apply from chat B is what I meant.
If you apply from chat B, then
So let's say, so,
the
so
way I
let
understand it, the diff state is completely separate from the chat state, or no?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So what I'm getting at is, so let me give you a proper example on
Yeah.
what I have in mind, and then we can discuss. So let's say you have a chat A, you have applied changes from chat A to a specific tab, and you have not accepted all the changes yet. It's still in the diff state right now, and then you move to chat B,
Hmm.
and then you generate some code, and then you apply the changes in the same tab where the dip state is still going on.
Yeah.
But then when you apply from chat B, that those changes should apply from the original saved file to the changed uh, file that chat B gave. So and then so basically that diff view should take precedence over the chat diff view.
The so I've made changes. I made changes in a chat. I
Yeah,
see the diff. I go
yeah,
to a new chat. I try to change the same file, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's say I use one chat to change the title to like hello world. And then
Okay,
I use another and then that's still there. And then I go to a new chat and I use it to change the title to goodbye world.
okay.
Right? So then at this point we don't see the hello world anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you apply, then we'll now in the diff you will see the goodbye world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, exactly that. But I'm just saying, in between the scenarios where the file is in the diff view
Yeah.
from chat A, the user has not yet
Yeah.
accepted the hello world change, and then you apply the changes from file B,
Yeah.
sorry, chat B that says goodbye world, then the diff view will change to directly goodbye world.
Yeah.
And then that diffu from chat B will always compare the file from the saved state, not from the diffu from chat A.
Okay.
Like from the very original code, right? Yeah.
Sorry?
So interesting. But then are you saying that if I have the if I have the existing change that says like change the title to hello world, and then I have another chat where I change something else in the page,
Hmm.
and then I apply that, does that mean that the hello world thing goes away?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And is that so? That's what we're really getting to. That's
Yeah.
really the core of this. And then the question is, well, I'm not that fussy at this point. I think I don't want to. um, I I don't have a strong. I haven't even thought about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I would say that either way is okay for me. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying that like whatever, because we're not saving the file in the diff view, so whatever the changes, even if it's in the at the 500th line in the chat B, then it should definitely take precedence,
Yeah.
because otherwise it would just complicate things
Yeah. So
unnecessarily.
I think what you're saying is this will just be less complex,
Yeah, exactly.
and I agree. Then we should do that. So
Yeah,
does that make sense, Abdul?
I
So
mean you can
you
ask me anytime,
can
actually,
continue.
even if
You can
yeah.
continue doing what you're doing. I think it's fine.
Yeah. And this part will actually come at the later stage of what you're doing right now. So it's just like we're
But
kind of carving the path right now on where we should go.
we should have an issue at least to have
Yeah.
multiple chat tabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Works for me.
Yeah. And any other updates, Abdul, other than that?
Yeah, nothing else. I'm just working on it, and I will try to finish it tonight or maybe by tomorrow, but at least by
Mhm.
tomorrow. Yeah, maximum by tomorrow.
Yeah. Let
Yeah,
me
no,
just look
that's
at. Let's look real quick at the issues
yeah.
put up here. These are just these are all Abdul's here that I've put here. So
Okay.
these ones here. This one it should be oops. Um, this one should be reassigned to you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna fix this. Okay. Um, and this is already in your PR, right?
And, wait, what? This one?
This you're working on, right?
Yeah. But that will come into another PR actually.
Okay, it's a different PR. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, this one I give it to Abdul, and then here.
I I think at some point we fixed that issue, but it re-emerged.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
as
look.
long as the file name is in the context, the active file name is in the context, it should be fine.
Yeah. It is in the context actually from my recent PR.
Okay, interesting. Because wait, is it merged or not?
Not yet. It's ready to go actually. I was
Okay.
just gonna talk about that
Okay,
today.
nice. And it's then cool. Abdul, are we? Um, is this one still in progress?
Yeah,
Okay. Um, this is small. Does this make sense?
Whether the user will reapply after clicking the apply button
like
once.
if we have resolved all of the diffuse, then we should enable the apply button again, right, in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and then here, this is you're working on. Okay. So
yeah,
then this is the one you're working on, right?
Yeah. So that PR basically makes the AI package independent of all the other packages. So, as the description says here, I've removed all the external dependencies, removed the middleware entirely because the rate limiter and the users tracking was dependent on database, but the whoever is using the package may want to do it according to what their database expects.
Right.
So I just removed that. And I mean, basically, there was no nicer way to generalize that. So I was just like, let's just remove it. It's not needed there.
Oh,
And
with the
then,
right thing. Yeah. Okay.
sorry,
Yeah, we can add that. We can add that back in. Okay.
Yeah, we can add that on the client side actually, on the Next.js app. um and then what oh yeah, and then I also moved our tool to the client side, instead of being it in the keeping it in the AI package. So now it's just a user, whoever uses the package can just pass in the tool, um, define the tool and then pass in the tool, through the client. And
Okay.
then um, and then what else? Yeah, I also removed the merge configuration from the AI client, because uh, too mu- because now we are not actually relying on GPT-4o for merging. Before we are doing that, but now we have the diff algorithm. So Abdul has done a really great job on making sure that it work great.
Yeah.
So I just removed that. We don't need it anymore. Um, and then, but I wonder. Yeah. I was just wondering if we should have something out of the box in the AI package that handles the diff view, but then it's really complex, because it depends on the Monaco editor
Yeah.
states and everything. So I was like, yeah, let's not do that.
I think that
And
would be the hardest.
exactly, and it's like the AI package is designed to work with any editor that you would want to use it with. So it's like we should not define the editor actually into that. And then so remove the merge configuration, and then yeah. So about the template package, basically so the template config, we are still using that, but instead of defining it inside of the AI package, I'm just passing it into the context, and then that's how we're using it. So the only thing that is remaining into this PR is just to make some type safe changes. There are some types that I need to make sure that they are safe. And then yeah, custom user API keys integration. So the main thing that this took a lot of time was because basically the way that I was handling the create AI client, I just really made it simple, so that now all you have to do is to define a custom provider that you want to use, is just pass an object through the AI client,
Hmm.
and that object will contain the provider that you want to use, and then the API key, and then the model name. And if you don't define it, then it would just use the default um, provider based on what the API key is in the environment variable. So, for example, we support two providers right now: OpenAI and Anthropic. So, whatever the API key it will detect, that one will be used. Um, and then and then yeah, so and then I'll just have to add usage tracking, and then rate limiter to the client side. That's basically it.
Where would you put the rate limiting?
um I'm thinking it should be in the somewhere in the web app, where our AI actions is. No, not the AI actions, but where we call the where we call the stream chat function. So it would be in, yeah, stream chat provider, yes, or somewhere around that, because that's where we are actually calling the AI package.
Got it.
So somewhere around there, maybe I'll have to make some changes to the AI package to pass in some things, but yeah, I'll put it somewhere around there. But
Now, uh huh.
it will be generalized enough so that it will be easy to understand.
Um, now this is rendered. Hmm. Wait. So it would happen on the client side then, wouldn't it? Because Stream Chat is
Yeah,
streaming.
yeah, it will happen on the client side.
Damn. Then there's a small issue though. It will be hackable. Like,
The AI chat you're seeing?
no, I just mean that it might be hackable in the sense that since we're doing this on the client side, um, since we're running the rate limiting on the client side, there's nothing to prevent someone from accessing the backend
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
directly draining our tokens.
yeah. The problem here is that um, because the AI client is actually created on the client side when the AI chat opens, or when actually a message is passed.
Yeah.
That's why it's like a bit.
Uh, yeah. Um, the AI client is created on the client side, right? And so there's no
Yeah,
way to pass to the AI client any database hooks because the front end has no access to the database.
exactly.
And even if you, yeah, that wouldn't be secure anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
That's quite a pickle.
Yeah. So yeah, so the other thing that I can do is put back the rate limiter in the AI package, but then we would have to pass in the tier information, and then that tier information, or we would have to pass in something that basically are the values for the rate limiting.
But
For
then the
example,
AI package also has to access the database,
not yeah.
right?
I mean the rate lim. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a pickle. But
what?
actually,
What's the
in the
solution?
Next.js app, we have a file called ts.ts. Um, that is, so I was just thinking of adding a rate limiting configuration into tiers, and then we would just pass in that. Um, but we would not store that in the database. Um,
The rate limiting is stored, like the user limits are stored in the database, right? Oh, okay. Different rate limiting versus usage.
yeah, so usage is different than rate limiting. I'm not talking about the usage. I'm talking about abusing the API.
The user credits.
Yeah, that's actually the usage,
Yeah,
and
I'm
the
more I'm more concerned about that one.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I was not even talking about that. The usage, yeah, for the usage, it will definitely be a pickle to figure it out.
But they're quite similar though. The only difference is that the rate limiting you don't need access to the database.
Exactly, yeah, exactly that. So
So
technically, I can put that back in, but the usage tracking, that I'll have to make it
does the
secure.
rate limiting use tiers?
No, no, no. I'm just.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
it could use tiers. I mean,
it
we
doesn't
could
need to. It could just be fixed rate limit. Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, the rate limiting. Yeah.
Because
Okay. The rate limiting thing is just weird because you would have to, like, it should also be configured on the server side, not the client side.
yeah, yeah. It's just that since we want to make the AI package independent, that's
Yeah.
why we cannot put those things in the um, AI package itself.
Yeah. Um. Well, if you put it on the client side,
Hmm.
yeah, you're also just exposing like the endpoints that allow people to change the amount of credits they have. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
you could you could make it so that they can only decrease credits, but still,
yeah, but still, I mean, yeah,
I could then decrease your credits. Well, no, you could
no,
authenticate it. Yeah,
Yeah, we can authenticate it, but still, I mean, you can mess with the credits
yeah.
from the client side.
So the only solution is to basically um, have some kind of backend hooks. Let me ask. Let me just post a question. So I have a JS. I have a Next.js library that runs front end and back end. User imports it via client side. Um, I want to add secure. Stream chat. Updated message. I know there is. I know there is a solution to this.
There
I just,
has to be.
I just don't know what it is. But I think there is a solution. I think the question is, let's say we want to push this rate limiting thing down the road by like a week or two. The
Okay.
question is, should we implement it client side or should we just skip it for now? I think that's the real question.
Yeah, we can do the rate limiting anyways. It's just that what you, I mean, we have to do the usage tracking as well.
Like
Right
I
now.
really like having the having this stuff, having this library be independent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
if
mean,
you do rate
I
limit,
can.
if you do rate limiting, it would be sort of hard coded though in the library.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It will be for sure.
So there is also like the question of, let's say someone wants to change the rate limit.
I
Um,
mean, it could be hard coded, but it could be dynamic as well because I can just make it so that user can pass, and I can basically expose a hook that can be configured that would control the rate limit based on the parameters that are passed into it.
yeah, but this hook is on the client side, so it's also hackable. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
so so
yeah. That's why AISDK does not manage anything like this.
oh,
Yeah, AISDK do not do all of these things.
that's super interesting.
Yeah, they just manage how how the requests will be made to the providers. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, wait. There is. I can think of one way. I don't know if it's a good way.
Mm.
Uh, Essentially, I think the most lazy approach that I can think of, and I don't know if this is like smart at all,
Mm-hmm.
would be that you create sort of like a proxy
Mm.
where you have like a stream chat. Um, you have like a stream chat that goes to. You have like two stream chats, and in between you have the middleware.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that. But then,
Is
okay,
that
so
possible?
whatever the requests are being whatever the things are, all the requests to the client, no, not the client, but the request that goes through the stream chat goes through a middleware on the client side that tracks everything, which will be like a proxy.
Yeah, I'm looking up. So if we weren't streaming, it would be very straightforward. Like,
But we have to stream
right?
anyways.
Yeah, and the streaming is important.
Yeah, we don't stream when we're editing, but then for the chat we have to stream.
Okay, I don't know if this would work. So let me just show what. Okay, so I got some slop here.
Okay.
Let's see if it's any good.
Okay.
So the idea is this is like a this is like a back end. This is a yeah. This is like a back
Y-
end route.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next.js.
Yeah.
So we're importing stream text from AI. Is this a real function?
It's not a real function. That's, I mean, stream text is, yeah, a stream chat that we have is basically AI action function that we have. The actual function from the AI package is a different thing.
Oh, here it is. Stream text.
Oh yeah, you're saying from AI SDK, then yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm using this as just an example.
Okay. Yeah. 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 It is. It is.
As an example.
Okay.
So we do this. Then okay, we're not using Redis, but same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could
Right?
be.
And then returns.
Yeah.
This is where I find it weird. Return stream text from a post, but that could work, right?
Yeah, it should work. I'm just so then how would it, okay, so what this is doing is it is creating a client through a post request.
Yeah, it's creating a client on the back end, which is used by like a mirror client on the front end.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I could try this. Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it.
I don't totally trust this,
Yeah, but if it's like, if it works, then it would
but it
be the
makes
solution if it of what we, I mean, it will be the solution that we're looking for.
but it makes sense. Another thing which just occurred to me is so we have like the two things, rate limiting, usage tracking, but then there's a third thing which might be nice, which is to actually no, it's do we store the API keys on the client side for the users?
Not right now. I mean, we will be, not on the client side, but we'll be in the database.
Then we might also want to have those in the middleware as well. The you know what I mean, in that middle layer,
Hmm.
possibly. Um,
What do you mean? In the middle layer? Why would?
like you might want to, if the API keys are stored in the database, we might want to keep them on the server side and not expose them and not inject them into the client side.
Oh, oh yes, yes.
So that's another reason why
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
why you'd have to do it this way.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so let's see.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just thinking we'll do this through a post request, and then anyhow before storing it in the database, we would encrypt the API keys, and then decrypt it before we send it to the AISDA.
Yeah.
But that decryption, where should that happen? I mean, it will
Well,
have.
have you already done this whole decryption thing?
No, no, no. I'm
Because
in the middle of it.
because other because other people solve this just by storing the API keys on the client side. That's another totally valid solution.
Storing the API keys on the client side.
Yeah, um, in local
Okay.
storage. Like
Oh, so okay.
that's a way of saying you don't have to trust us to encrypt your keys because we never store them on our side. We could store them because you're passing them through us, but we tell you we don't.
I mean, we have to. I'm thinking we have to store it because what we will eventually have to do is if the user is using their own API key, um, I wonder if we should do it. But still, what I'm saying is if the user is using their own API key, then we would not track it. But that could happen on the client side as well, where we would just store the API key on the client side, and then that would just not let our system track the usage. But I also want the users to have the ability to actually persist their API key so that they don't have to save it each time, if they use it
Oh yeah,
use GitWit on
I was
different
by client
machines.
side. I was thinking local storage.
Yeah, local storage, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
But then I would want to persist them in our database as well. So if they use GitWit on any other device, then it
sure.
would be there.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. I think having it cross device would be nice, and because we're open source, people would just see that we're not doing anything fishy with it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think yeah, I'll figure this out. The middleware
All right.
proxy.
That said, though, here's the main thing. It's not about if we're doing anything fishy with it.
Hmm.
It's about if we get hacked.
Yeah, that
Like,
is that
and
is
you
true.
expose 1,000 user API keys to the hacker.
Yeah, yeah,
That sucks.
that sucks. I mean, a lot of other services are open source and they're also not doing anything fishy with them, but again they're secure enough, so we have to be secure enough for
Yeah.
the users to trust us.
So therefore, the key would go in an environment variable, right? The secret, the encryption key, right?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, definitely the encryption key will definitely go on the environment variable that will be on our side. But then yeah, it's just that before saving it into the database and before decrypting it and sending it to the AI SDK, after decrypting it, that flow should be secure enough as well. Even if you're encrypting and decrypting it, but then in between those flows. Yeah, I mean, we can test it after I have a solution. I'm in the middle of it, so not too worried about it right now. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about this like middle layer for rate limiting.
yeah.
I think it should work. Cool. All right. Well, that's really helpful. Hopefully, see you all next week with some
Yeah.
updates.